Call, please.
Yes. Mayor Yon,
Present.
Vice Mayor Cano,
Present.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Here.
Councilmember Perez,
Here.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Present.
We have quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Leading us in the invocation is Councilmember Anita Gonzalez.
Almighty God, we gather here this week with gratitude in our hearts, mindful of the service and sacrifice of our veterans. As we begin council meeting, we ask your guidance and wisdom. Help us to make decisions grounded in justice, compassion, and respect for all members of our community. We especially remember and honor those who have served our nation, both past and present. May their courage inspire us to serve selflessly, and their dedication remind us of the values that unite us. Bless their families in peace and comfort, and grant healing and hope to all who continue to bear the burden of service. As we discuss and deliberate, fill us with the spirit of unity and collaboration. Let us work together for the common good, always mindful of those who have sacrificed so much for our freedom and safety. Guide our words and actions so that they reflect honor and integrity. We thank you for the privilege of gathering in this place to serve our community. May your presence be with us throughout this meeting and beyond. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Now, can everybody please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance? Leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Councilmember Martin Gutierrez.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as to form?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Cano, second by Councilmember Gonzalez. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano,
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez,
Aye.
Councilmember Perez,
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now, leading us, one of the favorite items in every meeting is our featured pet of the month. It's being presented by Community Development Director Megan Snyder.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Council members, and community members. We would like to introduce you to Misha. She is a Belgian Malinois mix, approximately 18 weeks old. She's very playful, looking for her forever home. She has 4 litter mates that entered the shelter with her about a month ago. So we're hoping to find a forever home for her and also make our double-digit adoption. So we're seeing unprecedented numbers, and we want to see her go home as well. We will waive adoption fees. I see Mr. White itching to raise his hand, but we will waive adoption fees, and we do encourage, if you're not interested in Misha, for you to take a look at our city website. We have all of our adoptable dogs, or join us at the shelter. We're open from 10 to 4 every day for adoptions.
Do we have any takers? You raised your hand. Coach White. Jay?
I already have 2. If my wife were here,
3
she'd probably be
is the
sold,
magic number.
but, not
Just so you know, other facilities are charging $400 for adoption.
You know, I've seen other COG directors pick up dogs in other locations.
Did you schedule me for tonight this week?
No pressure.
No pressure, Jay. Thank you. All right, we'll see. Any police? Anyone? Joe? Maybe the next K9? Company? All right. Thank you. Now moving on to presentations, introductions, and awards. Acting Chief Agent Olmos. Thank you.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, members of the public, family and friends.
You have to hit that button. There you go.
Okay, I'll repeat.
You're going to have to repeat it.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, members of the public, family and friends. It is my honor to make several announcements. Corporal Sergio Cazares began his career in law enforcement as a detention deputy at the Kern County Sheriff's Office for 4 years, where he was in charge of maintaining order and security within a correctional facility, supervising inmates during daily activities and handling administrative tasks. Corporal Cazares then began his career as a police officer in the city of McFarland on November 10th of 2021. He initially started as a reserve officer, and once he completed the post-basic academy at the College of Sequoias, he was promoted to full-time peace officer. Corporal Cazares was a police officer for 4 years, working primarily as a patrol officer and gang investigator. Corporal Cazares took a keen interest in gang crimes and investigations during this time. Corporal Cazares has been instrumental in investigating gang crimes, gang trends, identification of gang members, and the important function of gathering gang intel. Because of Corporal Cazares' hard work, he was assigned the task of lead gang investigator and gang expert for the McFarland Police Department. A crucial duty of a gang expert is to serve as an expert witness in court, providing testimony to educate judges and juries on gang culture, history, identifiers such as tattoos, signs, and graffiti, and the psychology of gang involvement. This testimony is often used to apply gang enhancements to sentences under California Penal Code Section 186.22, which can add numerous years to a violator's prison sentence. Corporal Cazares continues to exemplify leadership, teamwork, a strong work ethic, and a tenacity to go after some of the most violent criminals in the street. Corporal Cazares is also a field training officer, where he takes on the responsibilities of training our new officers in the field to meet and exceed post-training. Corporal Cazares was recently promoted to the well-deserved rank of corporal. Corporal Cazares will soon be assigned to our detective unit, where he will bring his expertise, his tenacity for justice, and a strong bulldog work ethic. Bulldog, not the Fresno Bulldogs. Gang investigator. In helping solve our unsolved homicide cases and other felonious investigations. It is my privilege to promote Sergio Cazares to the rank of corporal. Please join me in congratulating Corporal Cazares on this well-earned achievement. His mother will do the honor of pinning him today.
He's ready today.
Good evening. I had to prepare. I had to write it down, and because I have a lot of things going on in my head right now, and I want to make sure I do it.
Don't worry, we got about 15 questions after.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to take a moment to say how honored I am to step into the role of corporal. This promotion means a lot to me, and it's truly a reflection of the great people I've had the privilege to work with. As a corporal, my goal is simple: to lead by example, support my team, and continue serving our community with integrity and respect. I believe leadership is about being there for your fellow officers and doing what's right. Thank you to my family, my supervisors, and all of you for your support and trust. I'm proud to be part of this team and ready to get to work. Thank you, guys.
Bye. I'll start with Councilmember Gutierrez. Do you have any questions, comments?
Just congratulations. Hopefully you're a great asset to our team and continue the hard work. Try to move up.
Thank you, sir.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Just going to go ahead and piggyback on his comment. Just congratulations on your promotion, and hope that it brings all that you expect it to be.
Thank you, ma'am.
Councilmember Perez.
Congratulations once again, and thank you for your leadership in the police department. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Vice Mayor.
Yeah, same congratulations. I mean, I think it's always important to continue to progress in the team and the departments that we're in and our daily lives, but in our police department, and then, working on those unsolved homicides that we have. So it's great news to hear. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Gonzalez, we know each other for a minute. As a city council, and as your mayor, we are committed, as you can see in the last couple of years, of providing the resources, the facilities, the equipment, to all our officers, the public safety. In return, me as a mayor and the council, we expect the same commitment. Hopefully that with this promotion, well-deserved, you could have the same commitment and yet not use the city as a stepping stone or a platform for other agencies. And we are committed to our public safety, our police officers team. So I just want to have those thoughts and just make sure that you're fully aware of whatever resources is needed from the city staff, city council, and to get the job done. You got it. You got the full commitment.
We appreciate it, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Officer Esteban Lopez. It's my honor to introduce Officer Esteban Lopez, who recently joined the McFarland Police Department as a lateral officer. Officer Lopez comes to us from the Huron Police Department, bringing 6 years of dedicated law enforcement experience. Throughout his career, Officer Lopez has demonstrated professionalism, integrity, and a strong commitment to community service, values that align with the mission of the McFarland Police Department. Raised by migrant parents in the small agricultural town of Woodlake, set near the base of the Sequoias, Esteban has 4 brothers and 1 late sister. Outside of work, Esteban enjoys training horses, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and carne asadas with the family. That's good. Officer Lopez began his career with the Exeter Police Department before lateraling to the Huron Police Department, where he served as a gang detective, field training officer, background investigator, and internal affairs investigator. During his tenure in Huron, he was promoted to sergeant and oversaw patrol, administration, investigations, training, and recruitment. He also served as a recruit training officer at the Tulare Kings County Police Academy, where he mentored the next generation of law enforcement officers. Officer Lopez lateraled to the McFarland Police Department, where he continues to apply his experience and leadership toward the continued growth and success of the department and the community he serves. Officer Lopez has quickly integrated himself into our department with a strong work ethic, high producer and proactive policing, and really enjoys participating in community events. We are proud to welcome Officer Lopez to our team and are confident that his experience and dedication will be a great asset to our department and to the community we serve. Please help me welcome Officer Esteban Lopez to the McFarland Police Department. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, your name,
I, Esteban Lopez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend and support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Yeah, no babies.
It's coming off.
Here, I'll fix it.
Get in there, Adrian. Don't. I know. We ain't trying to do that. You just started.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm super grateful to be here. I've been here for the past 6 months, and these past 6 months have been an extreme blessing. McFarland's a little bit different from the last city I worked for, and it's a little bit bigger, and I can see that this police department is super advanced when it comes to technology and leadership, so I'm excited to be here.
Okay. We'll start with Councilmember Gutierrez. Any comments, questions?
Just happy to have you here, especially with the years that you have. Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Just congratulations and welcome to the city of McFarland.
Thank you.
Councilmember Perez.
As Kevin Costner said in the movie, AKA Mr. White, Coach White, welcome to McFarland, and I'm sure you will appreciate our community.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Same sentiments. Congratulations and welcome to McFarland.
Thank you.
Officer Lopez, I'm not going to hold anything against you because you're from Woodlake.
Okay. All right.
We went to school. We gave a fair beating to Woodlake and vice versa. But anyways, that's not here or there. 26 years, Mr. White, we finally ran that table. So, just like our other staff, and I'm glad you recognize the technology and everything, potentially breaking ground in our new community center, which will be our police facility this year, not January, knock on wood. And it's thanks to our city administration, our city council that completely supports our police department. At the same time, we're going to hold you guys accountable like we're going to hold ourselves accountable. So the only thing I expect from all our officers is to be respectful, professionalism, and I know you have the hardest job right now just due to the fact of some major incidents that happened a long time ago, not here. But just continue that professionalism because everything is, you got eyes on you wherever you go. So welcome to the team, and I'm glad that you're here and you have some background and stuff dealing with smaller communities. But once again, congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. All right. Oh, you know what? Can we get a picture? Is your family here? We could do family pictures up front. Jordan, you ready? Yeah. You can move this way. Yeah. So you get the McFarland in the back. Ready, Council?
You want to get right here?
Okay. Now with the fellow officers. No, we'll do Lopez. Everybody in here. Everyone. Say cheese. Here, cheese. We'll do one more. Hold on, Jordan. All right. All right. Thank you. Now, officers, we have an interesting meeting. I don't know if you guys want to stick around and listen to all the business meeting. We got Jay from Current Call with the awesome presentation. You're more than welcome to stay, but it's up to you guys. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Agreed.
They're not leaving because of you. Just so you.
Jay, I try to keep them here.
It's all right.
We'll give it about a minute so it can clear out.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Item number 4, we have Jay Schlosser representing current Council of Governments, introduction of report to the City of McFarland. Jay, the
Very good.
platform is yours.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. I am newly appointed as the Executive Director as of this summer for the Kern Council of Governments. I come to this position from the City of Tehachapi, having served there for 20 years, and so I was talking with some of your staff earlier. I'm definitely very experienced in what the small towns in Kern County go through, and so one of the things I wanted to do when I took this post was take the time to go around to each of the agencies and just give, it's a brief presentation, I promise. But my reason was what I had learned in Tehachapi was Phil Smith was our council member who who attended the COG for a lot of years, and he knew what Kern Council of Governments did, but the other 4 didn't really have much of an idea of what the Kern Council of Governments does and what we do for you specifically and what we do for the county at large. And so just want to come here, 5-10 minutes, give you a quick rundown of what we do. It'll kind of be a lot of acronyms, but I'm happy to answer questions too. So with that, why don't I get going? So what do we do? What is Kern Council of Governments? These are our official titles. They are fancy, and I'll explain them. We're the federally designated metropolitan planning organization. Akin to that is the state designation for Regional Transportation Planning Agency. We are also the Kern County Transportation Authority, and we were created in 1970 as a joint powers agreement. The 11 cities in the county and the county itself joined together and vested Kern COG and created it with these powers. What we do primarily is we manage federal and state transportation-related dollars that flow to this region, and they are significant. They're the kind of dollars that are spent on freeways. They're the dollars that are spent on all the transit programs in Kern County, from GET all the way down to the services you guys provide, which are pretty minimal here in McFarland. They were in Tehachapi, but and then we manage a number of formulaic funding streams, which I'll talk about in a minute. And these are the dollars that are used to repave your roads or improve your streets. And so we've been managing that money for 50 plus years now. So what do those roles mean? One of the items that we do is we manage what's known as the Regional Transportation Plan. In order to have that money, we have to generate every 4 years, repeating over and over again, the Regional Transportation Plan, which is a giant document that plans out where development's going to occur in the county of Kern, and then how we're going to meet those development needs with transportation targets and goals and tools that we use to meet those needs. So planning for how people are going to move and how they're going to get to where they want to go. We allocate and manage federal and state monies that are allocated to this region, and we act as a regional liaison with an eye on the future of the entire county. So what that means is we're talking to our neighbors about the things that we need to do. A big item that recently you guys might have heard about is the expansion of 99 just north of Delano into Tulare. That's something that some of your constituents are probably traveling that route on a regular basis. Well, we're working with Tulare County when we go through those things. They support some of the projects that have regional value, and we support some of theirs. And that's happening all across Kern, all the way out to Ridgecrest and Cal City and Mojave. And we have a number of secondary roles there that I've listed for you. We help with the census. An important and rising one is the Regional Housing Needs Assessment. This is how we plan for housing. I don't know if you guys have been updating your housing element recently. That's part of your general plan, but that's we have a role to play in that process. How do you guys interact with us? Well, Mayor Ione participates. He's probably chief among the ways in which you participate. He attends our monthly board meetings. We have one next Thursday. But we also, importantly, have a number of committee meetings. We have a monthly technical advisory committee that your lease attends on your behalf. That's the city engineers, basically, from across all the cities in the county that get together and help with the technical direction for the board. And then we have a number of other meetings. We get the planners together. We do transportation modeling. We do transit operators meetings. Importantly, we hold every year the Kern COG Awards Dinner. That's always in March. This is an important plug. We did just release the award nominations, so your staff should have seen those. They're due December 1st. McFarland has been an award winner on multiple occasions in the past, and we'd very much like you to nominate some projects. We changed up some of the categories this year, so please take a look at those. But we take that opportunity to get together as a county and look at the things that we have been doing, each other, in terms of agencies, and to take some time to honor those. They stretch from transportation-related issues, but also to public safety, and a number of other categories as well. So take a look. And then also importantly, we work on legislative advocacy. So we did that recently as we all went to D.C. for a week to advocate for Kern County, but looks like we're setting up for our date. I didn't tell you this yet, but March 4th is tentatively the date to go to Sacramento to do our trip there as well. So we do important legislative advocacy for our region. Talk a few about projects that we've done that just to bring this home a little bit for you, things that have flowed through Kern COG. I mean, the big ones on top there are things you all know, widening out 46 over the course of a number of years. Those are all funds that flowed through Kern COG. Widening 99 in northern Kern and southern Tulare counties. We have a $250 million project to add truck climbing lanes, one segment on Highway 58 that's expected to start in about a year. All the major projects you saw in metropolitan Bakersfield, those through the Thomas Roads Improvement Project, those were Kern COG. And then improvements out in eastern Kern as well. More locally, I picked a couple of projects off the list, ones that hopefully you'll recognize. Resurfacing improvements to West Perkins. And third, resurfacing of West Kern. Did EV charging at your city yard. Pedestrian overcrossing, that was a collaborative effort. The one that was added on 99 about, I guess it's probably closing in on 10 years ago now that's been there. But by our quick check, we've seen 11.3 million invested in McFarland in the last 10 years. That's flowed through Kern COG to this community. We expect to see that number grow in the coming years because, quite frankly, the quality of your advocacy affects. A lot of this money is formulaic, but it's also competitive. So when you guys put good applications forward, you tend to see more money flow in your direction. So that you've got a great team over here that's been working hard. How do we provide assistance to you? Again, we work on that plan. That plan integrates with your general plan and a number of your documents. We work on some of those funding sources. I'm not going to even bother trying to list them off for you. I just think they're kind of hilarious because they're all an acronym. But those are all meaningful funding sources that you guys have seen. You guys see CMAQ money, LC TOP. You see REAP. You see RSTP. You see SGR. TDA, a lot of those funding sources, and new one is TERSIP there at the bottom. These are dollars that are coming to your community. We help identify and pursue larger regional transportation improvements, and then we work with our partners at Caltrans, the California Transportation Commission, and our federal partners at Federal Highway and Federal Transit as well. So what does the future hold? I'll end here just to let you know some of the things that I'm paying attention to that matter to where we're going regionally and maybe individually. For you guys, we're working right now to adopt the latest regional transportation plan. It's due next year. That's the 4-year plan that I was talking about that we keep recycling. So that's a big moment for us. Every 4 years, we have to culminate 3 years worth of work into one finished document. So there's a lot of time and effort that goes into that. Importantly, Kern County's, the biggest dollars in Kern have gone to metropolitan Bakersfield in the last 10 or 15 years. I think everybody knows that. Right, wrong, or different, that, that's where the majority of the people live. But that program is coming to an end. Those dollars are nearly completed. And so in the coming years, 5 to 10, we'll be looking for the next series of projects to focus on. And we'll probably, metropolitan Bakersfield's always going to receive significant attention in terms of transportation dollars, and it ought to. But with TRIP coming to a close, we'll be looking for some of those more outlying areas and what the next serious projects are for that. High-speed rail is a big item. It's missing you all, but it's not missing your neighbors in Wasco and in Shafter and in Bakersfield. And so tracking that and paying attention to how that happens and goes down is important to us. Here are some of our challenges. The cost of delivering transportation solutions is climbing faster than inflation. It costs more money every year to pave a road than it did the year before, and that's going faster than inflation. That's a problem. Limited dollars. Competition for unique federal and state dollars, meaning one-off, big pots of money that you might get for a project, that competition is extreme. There are a lot of people with their hand out at the federal and state level, and so we have to stand out if we want to receive funds for Kern County. County-wide residential growth, interestingly, has slowed in the last few years. Abnormally. It was one of the fastest growing regions in the country. It's much slower now, but industrial traffic has exploded. So the way we travel and the way we build roads needs to change to accommodate that. And then roadway expansion projects in general are unpopular at the state and federal level. There's a real emphasis, and I could go into a lot of detail over this, but there's a real emphasis at the state level to put people on buses and trains to go wherever they're going to go. That's not a solution that solves every problem in the state. Communities like Kern, and McFarland specifically, that's not an effective solution for how your folks, your constituents need to move around. And so the fact that we're in a different place than the state and the feds is something that we have to work on. So that's my presentation. Thank you for taking the time. I'd be happy to answer any questions in general about what we do or something specific that's on your mind.
I'm going to open up to the public if anybody's got questions, concerns. For Jay. Okay, I'm going to close it. Council, I'll start with Councilmember Gonzalez.
No, just thank you for taking the time and coming over here and presenting what you presented. It's very informative, and I appreciate you taking the time to present that.
Yeah, you're welcome. No problem.
Good job. Thank you.
Councilmember Terrace.
Just a copy here. Thanks for giving us this information. Sometimes I guess we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
With KCOG.
Yeah, well, and we're here to work with you. I think that's maybe one of the ways in which my predecessor was excellent at his job. Retired from that position, did a wonderful job at delivering projects to Kern County. I come from a small city, so I think I understand small cities pretty well at this point, and I've already met with your staff on multiple occasions trying to figure out solutions to your problems. So, yeah, happy to help.
Councilmember Perez.
Likewise, thank you for the information, and this gives our constituents more information as to how the roads are built around here. It's not just that we have to decide, it's other parts or other agencies that help us decide.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good.
Vice Mayor Cano.
Same sentiments. Thank you for allowing us to learn more about it. It's always great to learn how these projects works and who's at fault for all the destruction.
Fair enough. Oh, never mind. I'll tell you in a second. It's about to get terrible.
But it's always great to see all this construction. You know, it's going somewhere, and we know it is. I mean, it's 99. We've seen the difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to add to Jay, the COG for all the different state works differently, different directors. The problem is for rural communities like ours, Delano, Arvin, the majority of the bulk of money goes to the city of Bakersfield because they're always shovel ready. They have that money in their coffers where a lot of our rural communities don't. Yeah. So advocating, I mean, we go to Jay wasn't with me in Sacramento, but he was at DC, and for being brand new, he really spoke up and surprised a lot of people because he was speaking up and he was representing Kern County. We try to advocate for more money for transportation infrastructure because everybody wants a piece of that pie, that federal money. But it's competitive. But at the same time, you got to have the shovel-ready projects ready to go. And thank you, Jay, for coming to the city and presenting some. I'll give updates regarding the COG and Kern COG, and I really don't go into the specifics or detail of other cities getting other stuff because they're going to say, well, what about us? I'm going to say, well, we're not shovel-ready and we don't have that kind of funding yet. But as far as our city and stuff, Yurley's and their team the last 2 or 3 years have been prepared. I know they're reaching out to you, getting feedback, and that's stuff that wasn't being done before. So every amount of money that we could get or secure is perfectly fine. Even our city planner, everybody, the team is moving forward and trying to get our ducks in a row, which we have now. So thanks for coming out for this presentation and informing our constituents.
Yeah, very good. And I'm happy to help. And to your point, 99 is going to be repaved between California and White Lane, both sides, starting in about a year and a half.
Yeah.
So anyway, just letting you know.
let's not forget the advocating we did for the Whistler.
It's still on my mind.
Okay,
yeah, we're going to
not
keep
in your
working.
mind. It's got to be priority.
Very good, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
No, we won't let you forget.
All right.
So,
thank you all.
no, thank you, Jay, and safe travels.
Time.
All right.
Okay, very good.
All right, moving on to departmental reports. Number 5, overview and options for establishment of charter law city. We got Paul Saldana.
Yeah. Oh, you got.
Mayor, members of the council, we're just having a short presentation on charter city. I know there's a staff report before you as well, but we're looking to explore the potential transition to a charter city, and then hopefully get some direction from the council on pursuing that. So the question, what is a charter city? A charter city operates much like on its own. It has its own charter, which would be a local constitution. So if you think about that from the standpoint of it makes its own rules in some areas, it provides greater control over municipal governance areas, so elections, taxation, contracting, things of that nature. The city would follow its own charter versus state law in many of those areas. It would still be subject to federal and state laws on matters that are defined as statewide concern, and the courts have identified what those are. And the powers of the charter city come from the state constitution. It's often referred to as a home rule. So the principle that residents get to decide and they're in the best position to know what a community needs. And so the charter city process allows for that to take place. Currently, the city of McFarland is a general law city, meaning that it's bound by all of state general laws. So the state basically dictates most of the regulations and the laws that apply to cities, including things with respect to municipal business or municipal affairs. There are 125 charter cities in California out of the 483. Two of the 11 cities here in Kern County, Bakersfield and Shafter, are charter law cities. If you look to our neighbor to the north, Tulare County, 7 of the 8 cities in Tulare County are charter law cities. This includes all of the smaller cities as well. Kern County just initiated a process or discussion to consider changing the county to a charter law county for the same reasons. I've also provided a list of some of the smaller cities, cities under 10,000 population, cities between 10 and 25,000 population, just so you get an idea for the size. It's not just cities like Bakersfield or Fresno. It's actually a lot of small cities throughout California, and medium-sized cities as well have city charters. Some of the key benefits for choosing a charter would be local control over municipal affairs, so land use, zoning, the governance, things of that nature are all areas in which the charter can dictate how those things operate. Procurement. So this is an important area because under our current structure, we have to follow all state regulations relating to procurement, relating to contracting. This would give us the ability to be exempt from some prevailing wage on some public works projects. Now, if a public works project is federally or state funded, those would still prevail, but it would give us a little bit more flexibility. It also provides us the opportunity to enact local revenue sources. These are more in terms of taxing powers and assessments, but the process to do that would change under a charter. This also includes franchising, which we have franchising agreements with utilities and others. So we have a lot more flexibility when it comes to local revenue sources. Some of the limitations of a charter, as I mentioned, there are provisions in the law and court cases that have indicated that things of statewide concern would still apply. Housing autonomy is one of those areas where some state housing laws still apply and would continue to apply, but there is some flexibility, particularly with some recent court cases that charter law cities have won in terms of being exempt from some of the housing requirements of the state. Environmental regulations and labor relations are still subject to state law, so those don't change. This would be primarily with respect to CEQA on the California Environmental Quality Act, and then on the labor relations in terms of collective bargaining and the like. Now, interestingly, the courts are the ones that settle any disputes over any issues related to whether a charter law city, whether a regulation would apply to a charter law city or not. So it's not settled by the legislature; it's settled by a court decision. And then the other limitation is that it does require voter approval for the charter adoption, and then any amendments to the charter would have to go back before the voters at a general election, and there's a process laid out for that. So the Constitution and the state regulations provide two options for a city to look at creating a charter. The first is a city council generated proposal. This is where the council can decide and draft its charter. Most cities that go this route tend to appoint an advisory committee of council members and local residents in order to draft that charter. There's a public hearing process that is required through this process, and the charter, since it's required to be on a general election ballot, would need to be placed on the November 26th ballot. The second option is the council can decide to require to put on the ballot the formation of a charter commission of 15 members. This would be an election, so 15 people would be elected by the residents in November of 26. The charter, because of the way the process would work, the charter would not be able to be considered at earliest would be November of 2028. So it's a very long, drawn-out process. It's also very expensive because not only are you creating a commission, but that commission needs to be funded and staffed, through that entire process of moving forward to a ballot measure. We've put together a timeline just to show you what option one looks like. Option one would be the more preferable option in terms of both cost and time. So if the council chose to move forward with looking at charter adoption for November 2026, we would bring forth a resolution to begin that charter process at your December meeting. In January to March, you would draft the advisory committee, which we would recommend would meet and draft the proposed charter, hold a first public hearing in March, a second public hearing in April, and it would come before the council at the May 27th meeting for consideration for placing that on the ballot. Under the elections code, you have until 88 days prior to the election to place the matter on the agenda. The voters would then decide in November whether or not to adopt the charter. So that's kind of the overview of that process. The recommendation is just simply to provide direction to staff if this is something that council would like to pursue, and then we would bring this matter back for formal action at the December council meeting. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
I'm going to open it up to the public if you have any questions, concerns.
What's the difference between the way it's run now and...
Can you come to the...
Hi, I'm Alma. I want to know what the difference is between charter adoption and how it's run now. How would it benefit the city?
Well, one of the major components is the prevailing wages. When entities have to pay prevailing wages for any specific project, that means it's like double the amount of a private company. So it could be 4 times the amount. So for instance, say the bridge cost us $1 million, the overpasses. If we were a charter, it would probably be like $500,000. Shafter has a charter. That's why you see that economic growth over there.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, I'm going to bring it back to the council. If you have any questions, concerns, we'll start with Councilmember Gutierrez.
I just think this is a good idea, I guess, to move the city forward. Obviously saving money and help us grow.
Yeah. Councilmember Gonzalez?
You mentioned some of the pros on that as far as the prevailing wages go. What are some of the cons or the limitations that you presented?
I think at least the limitations that I've seen, and I staffed actually the Shafter Charter Commission back when they did the charter. Some of the limitations are going for example, going too far in terms of you can write a charter very broadly and allow for the council to make ordinances to create the decisions, so similar to what we do now. But you can also, if you put too much in the charter, then you can limit yourself from decision making into the future. And the only way to change that would be then to go back to the voters in order to do that. To give you an example, in the Bakersfield City Charter, the police chief and fire chief had to be hired from staff, so they had to be internally promoted. That charter, a charter amendment went through to change that, but it basically had to go through an entire process in order to change that to make it more competitive. So there's things that some cities have done in the past that have made it so restrictive that it took a while to make those changes over time. And I think that's one of the things that staff, as we go through the process, the charter, the advisory committee would look at all of those different areas and make recommendations to the council.
Okay. Well, I like the fact that it can be voted by the citizens.
Yeah.
So I think that's a plus. Thank you for that.
And then today is just a discussion if we want to move forward with it or not as far as the council be drafted and stuff. Councilmember Perez?
I just say let's move forward with it.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Cano?
I agree. Let's move forward.
Okay. I want to add a couple things. The prevailing wages for small communities that don't generate a lot of general funding for small communities like ours. A lot of cities have beat us to the fulfillment centers, the restaurants and stuff. So this is what sometimes we're trying to save at all costs. It's just not roads. It's repairing our water wells. It's repairing our wastewater. And it takes so much time to get that kind of money and funding from our tax revenue to repair something or get a treatment center or go for a grant. And lastly, potentially getting that community pool going. If the lease agreement and whatnot, that would be another additional for us that we don't have to go through prevailing wages. So I think it's a great idea. It's been proven elsewhere where it works. The county's trying to go into it. I just have one. Why are we waiting until November? Why couldn't we put it on the June election?
It's under state law. It's required to be voted on during a general election.
Not a special election?
Not a special election nor a primary, yes.
Okay.
Yes, staff will take a closer look at that if council desires to place it on a special instead. Our understanding is it has to be on a general, but
okay, that's fine.
We can look at that.
Yeah. So do I have a motion to move forward with option one, regardless if it's June, staff will look into it, or November of next year? Obviously, we'll put it in the hands of our voters, and they'll make that decision for us. There's pros and cons, but at the end of the day, this is what we do as a council and city staff. We give the information, and we let our voters decide. We don't make that decision for everyone. So, and we're very transparent and informative about the pros and cons. So, I just see that it's a new thing where it's successful not only with Shafter but Exeter. If you go to those communities, they have I don't want to say a wealth of money, but they got a lot of money to do a lot of projects, and I think that's why the County of Kern is going in that direction, potentially putting it in the hands of the voters. So, do I have a motion to bring it back in December 10th, with potentially changing it from June or November, depending on the rules? Do I have a motion to?
Motion.
Motion to go with option one. Right.
Second.
Yeah. Do I have a first and a second, Vice Mayor?
Yes.
Madam Clerk, may I have a roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano.
Aye.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilor Perez.
Aye.
Councilor Gutierrez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Moving on to item number, we're getting to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of items that in staff's opinion are routine and non-controversial. These items are approved in one motion unless a council member or member of the public requests to remove a particular item. Anybody from the public wants to discuss or remove a particular item, from the consent agenda? Seeing none, do I have anybody from the board, bring it back to the board, do I have anybody from the board that would like to remove or discuss a particular item? No. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Gutierrez, second by Councilmember Gonzalez. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Now moving on to item number 11, public hearings. Approval resolution number 2025-144, resolution of the City Council of the City of McFarland approving a temporary use permit 2025-144 for the fourth annual Love and McFarland Christmas Fest in the park. Ms. Brianna?
Hello, good evening, council members. Today's request is for a proposed temporary use permit for the fourth annual Love and McFarland Christmas Fest in the Park, hosted by Crosspoint Baptist Church of McFarland, Ocean View Church of San Diego, Sunrise Church of Clovis on Saturday, December 13th, 2025. The proposed event will take place at the Sherwood Avenue and 2nd Street Park located at 100 2nd Street. The hours of operation is going to be 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and the applicant received approval from the McFarland Parks and Recreation District. The application was reviewed by various departments, and a attached condition of approval is with the resolution. The event will include toy giveaways for children's ages 2 to 10, carnival games, bounce houses, non-perishable food distributions. Entrance will be free, and the proposed event, they're expecting 150 to 250 individuals to attend with 50 staff personnel. They will be using Mauser Center parking lot and street parking. The applicant is also requesting that the City of McFarland waive TUP permit fees, as the host is a nonprofit organization / church, and the proposed event will be completely free to the community. The applicant's also here if there's any additional questions.
Thank you. Our senior city planner, I always get it, but thank you. Who's
Bobby Sharp.
Bobby Sharp? Do I have anybody from the public? Go ahead, Bob. You want to give any information, Bobby, regarding it as far as the logistics and?
Sure. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and City Council. Thank you for this opportunity. Ms. Brianna pretty well explained everything. This is actually going to be our fifth year. And so Ocean View Church is one of our sister churches in San Diego. And they have partnered with us. They do missions trips down to Tijuana and Ensenada and do this type of event for anywhere from 2,000 to 500 people. And so they've chosen McFarland and to partner with us for the last 5 years, counting this year, just to be a blessing to our community and to help partner with us and to reach out into our community and provide resources. In the years past, we've had other people. I know that the school district about 3 years ago with the PAL and the police department set up a booth out there to resource and just to give information and some sticker badges and stuff like that, and some other businesses as well as the Lions Club 1 year. And so basically it's just an event, a family-friendly event, a free event, so that we can just love on our community, build relationships, and then provide.
Okay. Bobby, so are you saying our staff did an error by calling it the fourth?
I'm just saying it's the fifth, sir.
It's the fifth? We'll make that correction.
Yeah. No, this will be the fifth. So it has been 4 years, yeah.
Okay. I'm sure that our chief of police or some of our city staff could get a booth out there just to have some kind of public safety out there.
Yeah, and we would love that. We encourage that, and we're better together.
Yep.
We've never had any issues, and it's not like 150 or 200 or 300 come at one time. They trickle through, and we just provide simple carnival-style games, bounce houses, and then we do have they have what's called Feeding San Diego. And they do a large food distribution every week at Ocean View Church. And so they bring those boxes of non-perishable food items, and then we're able to give to needy families as well as toys for children.
Good deal. I'm going to open up to the public, see if anybody has questions, concerns. Open a public hearing. Seeing none, I'm gonna close public hearing at 7:54. I'm gonna bring it back to the council. We'll start with Councilmember Gutierrez.
Nothing, I just welcome, thank you for bringing this to our community. I hopefully plan to attend this year.
Thank you.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Just the fact that, when it's for the kids, I really support something like that, and thank you for bringing that for the 5th year.
Thank you.
Councilmember Perez.
Same sentiments, but can you remind me what day this is going to be?
This year, ma'am, it's going to be Saturday, December the 13th.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Cano.
No question.
Pastor Sharp, I am glad that you went through the process with the Parks and Rec and the city and got all the guidelines.
Yes, sir.
We're trying to break that culture where people are just doing whatever they want, not realizing they could put the city in litigation.
Sure.
And I appreciate that you're going through the whole process with our senior city planner, the whole works, because it's important whenever there's an event, we gotta have some kind of measures out there, regardless if there's security, caution, but I appreciate the going through the whole process.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and again, I just got to give credit where credit's due. Ocean View Church is the one that brings everything. We just partner. There's some things that we like logistically, like reserving the Parks and Rec or wherever we're going to hold this event. So we're just we're humbled and blessed and appreciative of their partnership with us to provide for our community. And they love McFarland.
And here I thought you were going to give credit to our city staff.
I give credit to your city staff. Again, we're better together, Mayor.
I'm just making sure you throw that in.
Hey, you know I'm McFarland.
Yeah. Brianna, do we have a motion to approve this TUP agreement plus waive the fees?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Cano, second by Councilmember Gutierrez. Madam Clerk, may I roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano.
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor and City Council. Also, if you guys want to have some type of presence out there, just contact me, and again, we'd love to have you guys.
For sure.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
All right. Moving on to administrative agenda, item number 12, approval of resolution number 2025-147, a resolution of the City Council of the City of McFarland accepting award for Jobs First Catalyst grant, ratifying memorandum of understanding with Kern Community College District and making appropriation thereof. Mr. Paul Saldana.
Yes, Mayor, members of the council, we thought it would be appropriate to walk through this particular grant. The Catalyst grant is actually a state-funded program. $9 million was awarded to Kern County to disperse among applications that would promote and support economic development within the region, and that is consistent with the regional economic development plan. So the City of McFarland proposed the creation of the North Kern Innovation Hub. And I'll just kind of walk through what that sort of looks like. We built this off of the regional strategy, which identified the opportunity for more business in ag technology and the gaps in research and innovation capacity in the region, particularly in the McFarland or North Kern area. And so we identified that as the best opportunity for this. I won't go through the project summary because I'm going to address at least some of the things we're going to be doing, but it's really going to help us to focus on creating innovation similar to, for those of you that have been out to Bloom Fresh, which is here in the McFarland area, it would be to stimulate that type of research and development and growth in ag and ag tech in the region. So there's a variety of different areas that we're going to be, working with and working through that will be funded by the grant. And let me see. So in this first phase, which is the phase that is funded through the grant, we will be looking at the industries and the workforce and doing some data analysis on that, as well as identifying potential companies that would benefit from a location here, particularly next to other innovative companies. We'll be looking at the connection between these bigger businesses and small businesses and entrepreneurs in the area. We'll also be looking at the occupations of farm workers and ag workers, and how do we make those connections between the skills that they already have and the skills in the businesses that would potentially align with the development in this particular project. This goes hand in hand with the specific plan that we're working on for the industrial area. So it would actually give us not just an identification of the types of business, but more specifically the businesses, the industries themselves in terms of our focus based on the land use and based off of the infrastructure that we're able to provide. Now, we've been very, positive thing with this grant has been that we were able to secure funding for a variety of different elements with the grant, including using Mujeres Activas as our community engagement partner. So they will be receiving funding through this. We will be engaging some outside subject matter experts to do some of the research that is necessary. We'll be using the Community Foundation as our non-government organization to secure some additional funding for research and other types of things, but it does need a nonprofit partner as well. We've already reached out to UC Riverside's Office of Research and Economic Development to collaborate with us on the extension of their innovation areas as well. Again, because it's a North Kern partnership, we have had conversations with the other cities in North Kern. This came out of the North Kern the North Kern collaboration that happened over the first 6 months of this year, and this actually grew out of that. This idea grew out of that particular project. Now, in terms of the technical aspects of this, this is a agreement with Kern Community College District. They're the ones that received the $9 million. There were 43 applicants that applied for that $9 million, and of those applicants, they were narrowed down to a handful of applicants which requested about $13 million. Of the $9 million, so we all had to sort of take some reductions in that funding, but we didn't compromise anything that we wanted to do with that. And I would also say that of the 43 applications that were submitted across Kern County, this particular project ranked number one in the scoring, primarily because of its both its innovativeness in terms of addressing the agriculture industry, as well as the broad base of partners that we were able to identify for this project. The second phase of the project would be, after we complete this first phase, would actually be recruiting those businesses that we've identified as part of this research and using all of the data and information that we would have available in order to do that. So the award that we'll be receiving is $327,733. The resolution before you would ratify the memorandum of understanding, because we had to accept that in order to for Kern Community College District to move forward with their board of directors. So you would be ratifying that and then making the appropriation of that award, and then we'll move forward. The contract starts December 1st, and so we'll work in earnest to get that done between December 1st and September of next year. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thank you, Paul. I'm going to open it up to the public if they have any questions, concerns regarding this resolution. Seeing none, I'm going to close public comment and bring it back to the council. We'll start with Councilmember Gonzalez. You have any questions? Concerns?
No questions, but thank you so much for the presentation.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
No questions.
Councilmember Perez?
I'm just impressed with the score that we got. Thank you for your hard work.
Vice Mayor,
No question.
just a quick question, comment. If we were ranked number one, why only 300,000?
That was the request that we put in was 370,000. So we had to just basically reduce from that. But we didn't have a shovel ready project in terms of going after larger amounts of money, which some entities had different types of projects. So, but I should say there's a second round and a third round of funding that's available for implementation that will be coming next year. So our goal is to get the bigger parts of this plan done in the first few months of the year, so we're eligible for the second round of money.
No, good job to you and the staff and the city administration for getting this securement. But we're used to getting like the millions, not the 300,000. But just kidding, Paul. Just good job. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Gonzalez, second by Councilmember Perez. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano.
Aye.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilor Perez.
Aye.
Councilor Gutierrez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Good job again, Paul, and to the team. So. Okay, moving on to item 13. Approval of Resolution 2025-146, a resolution of the City Council of the City of McFarland approving a service agreement with GHD Digital for city website management service. Ms. Snyder.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and council members. We're bringing this forward to you. We're going to do it a little bit differently. Jordan's going to be giving the presentation. But I did want to hit on our staff report item. Over the last year, we have added more emphasis on communications and more in regard to public outreach. McFarland's website is the most critical piece to that, with the key being the key platform. It's the home for all of our information. It's the home for our agendas, our municipal code, as well as any other information. So it's really important that we utilize that well. That being said, our communications and marketing specialist has continued to work to move forward with our website, has scheduled countless meetings with our current provider, and we've just found some roadblocks, most of which came at additional costs to provide the solutions that we were looking for. That being said, we did a very comprehensive analysis. Jordan, namely, took the lead on that. That's why he is going to give the presentation. It's important to acknowledge his tenacity to find the best solution for McFarland. In that analysis, we have discovered the continued cost rising with our current provider, as well as costly additions to make it or tailor it to what we need. Accessibility for ADA also comes at an additional cost. And limited communication tools are also a major barrier that we have. In response, we look for alternative solutions, look for something that's a little bit more inclusive to achieve cost savings, improve customization, enhanced accessibility, community engagement tools, and continuing to scale with the growth of our city and to use additional tools. As our departments continue to grow and evolve, we want to meet those needs. In meeting with the provider, I believe they'll be able to give you a little bit more insight, and I know Jordan will. But it was very eye-opening to see what our current provider is giving us and what the costs associated with moving forward were, as well as what was just included. So we had an additional circle back with the provider to kind of take a look at that. And just a few items, we were well over $30,000 to get it where we needed to be that's included with this provider. That being said, making this transition to the recommended vendor will cost approximately $16,000, $16,755.30 for the initial setup, migration, and design updates. The transition while keeping beneficial Civic Plus modules, namely Civic Clerk, Municipal Code, and some of those items that we use, and they work very well. They're functioning. We're able to keep them on an individual basis while moving our website to a different platform. In total, over a 5-year span, this will save the city $55,000 And essentially with the current budgeted items, we're only looking at an additional cost that's unbudgeted of $4,103.82 to be funded by the general fund. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jordan to offer his presentation unless you have any questions at this point.
No questions. You already had me a $55,000 reduction. We're good. You know what I mean? No, come up, Jordan.
Without further ado.
In that case, I'll make it pretty quick here. Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Board. This evening, staff is presenting a recommendation related to the city's website services. The objective is to ensure our primary online platform keeps pace with the level of communication we are providing to the community. We are looking for a solution that is user-friendly for residents, efficient for staff to maintain, fiscally responsible, and flexible in design. As our city, its programs, and its departments continue to grow, our website should be able to grow with it and be able to support that expansion in a timely and cost-effective way.
I'm going to have to do it for you because it's not able to download.
Okay,
so
you
just give me the key.
Yeah. So we currently contract with Civic Plus for our website hosting, as well as key services, including the agenda management tools, the Municode, and our public records request portal. Our Civic Plus hosting agreement is set to renew at the beginning of March of 2026. Tonight's recommendation is to transition the main website to DHD's GovStack platform while retaining those three Civic Plus services for continuity. This approach gives us greater design flexibility, the ability to build full department sections and more interactive or produce a more interactive experience. We are compliant with ADA guidelines and a structure that is easier for staff to keep current. Our goal is straightforward. We want a site that is easy for residents to use, easy for staff to update, and still responsible within the budget. We also need more flexibility in design. Things change fast for us, whether it's a road closure, an event, or a new program, and we want a website that can evolve with us. So as the city continues to expand programs and services, each department must be able to publish essential information quickly and in a format that residents can navigate easily while also maintaining a modern look under the current website configuration we have. We have essentially reached our limit of what can be done without an additional paid enhancements. As Megan was saying, it's upwards. We're paying around $30,000 a year just going into this year. If we wanted to get the website where we really want it to be, it's going to be like $60,000-$70,000. There's ADA tools that or DOJ is cracking down on ADA compliance, and they have tools that are offered to us to make sure that our website's ADA compliant, but it comes at a cost, an additional $5,000 cost a year to do things like that. So that's why we transitioned over to GHD, which offers those ADA compliance tools at no cost. They even offer training for staff so that this perpetual cycle of just scanning your website and, okay, fix this for ADA, if we go with GHD, then our staff will be able to tell, hey, this is not ADA compliant, we need to fix this or what have you. So back to the subject at hand, like I was saying, we effectively reached the limits of what could be done without additional paid enhancements. This constraint is most visible in the police department, animal services, and public works pages, which need fully developed sections with clear templates, service requests, hours, forms, and ongoing updates to keep information accessible and efficient to manage. We need a platform that allows staff to create pages, reorganize content, and highlight priority items without having to reach out to a vendor and have meetings and go through things like that. Moving to GHD, GovStack positions McFarland to deliver a modern, interactive, ADA-compliant website with department sections that rival those of larger cities, while doing so at a lower overall cost. So what we want, or what we're looking for in our website is, as our communication workload has expanded significantly, more projects, programs, events, alerts, and department services that must be published clearly and kept current. Our current website does not let us present all of this information in a cohesive, modern, and cost-efficient way without additional paid work. What we want is a site that treats our main services areas like a real destination, not single pages. Departments such as, like I said before, the police department, the animal services, and public works should have fully developed sections or mini sub-sites, if you want to call them that, where we can post forms, contacts, updates, photos, and program information. They should they should be intentional and follow our brand standards. We also need space to promote events and programs in a clear, engaging way, and residents must be able to find tools like records requests or agendas quickly. GHD GovStack gives us that flexibility to build and maintain those sections and add new pages as needs arise, and improve interactivity across the site, all without repeated change orders. This approach lets staff keep pace with the volume of information we now produce, improve the resident experience on mobile and desktop, and does so at a lower overall cost than staying fully on our current platform. So what I'm talking about when I talk about our pages, if you want to go to our website and look at our PD page, for example, it's really just a page. That's all it is. It doesn't have a portal for job applications or recruitment, and that's not because we just can't do it at this point right now. There are solutions. Like I said, the last thing I want to do is move over to a different website. So there was a lot of meetings with Civic Plus, and their alternative was that we could upgrade our department package for, I think it was around $5,000 an activation fee, and then an additional $1,000 every year after that. But we would have to do that for every department. So it adds up. You're doing $6,000 for PD, $6,000 for the animal services, $6,000 for our public works, and that's just to improve a page, right? That's not talking about being able to streamline things and update forms and do things like that. So that's kind of how it sits with that. So moving on, we could switch to. So GHD GovStack is not a generic website builder. It's a municipal platform designed for cities, counties, and public agencies. So the features match our day-to-day work. It's a modular and scalable. It's modular and scalable, which allows us to start with the core site and then add fully developed sections for police, animal services, and public works, as well as project and service pages without rebuilding the site. Templates are modern and support ADA compliance. So content is presented clearly on mobile, desktop, or whatever medium you're using. Key strength is their ability to work well with other website providers. GovStack works alongside other government providers rather than trying to replace them, which is why we can retain Civic Plus or the Civic Plus software, such as the agenda management tool, the Municode, and then the records request service, and surface them within the new site through integrations, navigation, and embedded links. Residents would experience a seamless pathway to these services, and staff would continue using familiar tools. So GovStack also includes engagement features the public expects, such as clear service navigation, event calendars, alerts, forms, and online submissions. In short, it gives us the flexibility we do not currently have. It also complements the Civic Plus services we are keeping and supports a more modern, efficient, and resident-focused website. So just to elaborate a little bit more on that, as I was looking at different websites, the main thing that kind of made me decide, like, okay, we can't go with this website was their inability to work with Civic Plus. Civic Plus does do some things very well, especially on the governmental side. For example, their agenda management tool, their civic clerk tool, their records requests portal, all those things we can't really get anywhere else. So I think that's a strength of GHD is it kind of integrates seamlessly. So we'll still be able to use them. There won't be any problems. They'll pretty much be like we're on Civic Plus, but we will just be with GHD. So just to elaborate more on that, what exactly is going to change and what isn't going to change. If council moves forward with GHD, we will transition the primary website to the GovStack platform. GHD will begin with a thorough discovery and content audit. They will inventory all pages and documents, review site analytics and search logs, and meet with departments to confirm priority tasks. Based on that work, they will produce an information architecture and sitemap that reduces clicks, groups services logically, and make essential tasks easy to find. GHD will then rebuild our templates and navigation to departments. So we'll have full sections starting with, as I said, our police department, our animal services, and our public works department. And those are just three. They could pretty much do any department, or finance, anything like that, or economic development. They could make it look really nice out, or really nice on the website. So they'll be able to build modern components such as event calendars, online forms, stuff that I mentioned beforehand. And then during launch, the existing content will be migrated or redirected. There will be no downtime between the sites, and we will retain, like I said, the 3 Civic Plus services, which is the agenda management, the Municode, and then the public request portal. And they'll integrate, like I said, they'll integrate seamlessly. And then, yeah, that's about it with in terms of what we're going to stay with and what we're going to pivot out with. So now I want to talk about pricing, which I guess is probably the most important thing here. So we can start with our cost A scenario. Is if we were to stay with Civic Plus. This is just if we didn't upgrade anything. If we just stayed how we were. If we stayed fully on Civic Plus, our annual cost will continue to rise about 5% each year, totaling just over $185,000 in total over 5 years. Through several meetings, Civic Plus confirmed that upgrading the site to meet our needs would push our annual cost into the $50,000 to $60,000 range yearly, and that's not counting the 5% increase. That's just simply not sustainable for McFarland, especially when we can achieve the same or better functionality elsewhere while keeping the 3 Civic Plus services we rely on. So if you could move on to the next one, which would be if we were to choose to go forward and move forward with GHD and then retain those three softwares. So under the GHD GovStack model, year 1 includes a one-time implementation cost of about $16,700 to design, migrate, and implement the website. After that, the annual cost drops into the low $20,000 range. This plan keeps our 3 existing Civic Plus services. So residents will still access those features seamlessly through the new site. GHD also locks our annual subscription price for 3 years, giving us cost sustainability while expanding functionality and flexibility. So we could go to the next one. So the overall financial impact, well, I guess what matters most is the total. Like I said before, over the 5 years, moving the main site to GHD while keeping our 3 Civic Plus services saves the city about $55,000. Year 1 is the only year that runs higher, and that is because of the one-time implementation fee to build out and migrate everything. That difference is about, so the difference of the first year would be about $4,000, and it is addressed in the staff report as a general fund cost for the year. Starting in year 2, our annual spend drops and stays lower each year. Each year that we keep the same Civic Plus services that residents rely on. So yeah, you can see the numbers there, but that's pretty much how things shake out financially. So we could move to the next slide here to just kind of sum up. I know I threw a lot of information in a kind of area that's kind of niche unless you're working with it every single day. So in conclusion, this recommendation reduces the city's overall website costs compared with remaining fully on Civic Plus. It improves usability across the entire site on desktop and mobile. It also gives us significantly greater flexibility across pages, layouts, navigation, content blocks, forms, alerts, and our search availability. And it enables a more interactive experience for events, projects, service requests, maps, filters, and media. The plan is to retain Civic Plus's agenda management tool, Municode, and public records request tool. The target go live, or the date to go live, is March 1st, 2026, with no expected service downtime during that transition. So this is just for additional research. If for the council or for the public, if you guys really want to see, what our website could look at. I recommend you could switch, you could change, yeah. I recommend you guys checking out Corpus Christi or really any of those cities. I know when I met with a lot of the department heads, I kind of just showed them Corpus Christi because they do a very good job. They build out their pages quite well. So for anyone listening or for the council or anyone that wants to get a better idea of what's out there, I recommend you guys looking at those city websites. But with that said, I'm opening it up to questions. I know we also have Mike and Matthew from GHD, I think, on call.
Before I open it up to are they on?
Yeah, they are.
Man, Jordan, you said you're going to be brief. But
I try to be.
Oh, there it is. Hi, Mike. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, two questions, Jordan, or with GHD, do you, for the website, say we have an emergency or a shut off with one of the wells, is there any alert that could go on the website and just, you don't have to go to alerts or start flashing so that people could see, okay, this is a time that the water might be reopened, or say, for instance, we have any kind of flooding where they could get the sandbags or refill. Can that? I mean, I know it's not until March, but does that have that ability?
Yeah, so I could hit on it, and then I could have Mike kind of elaborate a little bit more. Throughout all our demos, there's multiple options that we have in terms of putting out those alerts. One of them that I thought was pretty neat was it'll pop up on the screen, and you won't be able to click out of it. Like, you have to read it, and then you could click out. So it won't just be a little banner. You won't be able to click on anything else without that.
Second question: can it be in Spanish as well?
Yeah, everything's. You could do multiple languages. I don't know if Mike wants to elaborate a little bit more on that.
And sorry, it was tough to hear, but I'm assuming, like, from what I heard, it was around emergency notifications, essentially, where you can do like a banner across the top of the page and have it go across the entire website. You can do those banners on specific pages if you'd like, or you can have a pop-up where a user would have to dismiss that alert before they can actually continue to the website. So that would kind of more force it in their face and make sure the user sees it before they continue onto the McFarland website, if I did hear that correctly.
How about, like, since we have, I don't know, the account for their water or cell phone, how about alerts to their cell phone? I don't know, just throwing it out there. Make it more convenient for people, like, to get an alert, like, they have for a kidnapped child or something, like an Amber Alert. Just, I mean, if they have the city if they already have the city, say the website, and they get notifications, is there any way they could also do that? You guys could do that? Do you understand my question?
And sorry, it was very tough to hear the question. I'm hearing some stuff around notifications, but maybe Erica, if you could repeat that question.
Yes. He's basically asking if whether like a notification, like an Amber Alert, could go off for like through the website. Like we put it on the website, and then it's able to go to like the residents' phones. Is that possible? Or like like a text message at least.
And so we didn't include the SMS messaging with the package that we have right now. It is something that you can do. Now, I do have Matt on the call as well. He might be able to talk a little more around, like, you can have folks subscribe to emergency notifications, and you can send them an email. Now, when it comes to text, that one's a little more different, where people need to subscribe to that, and I may lean on Matt to chime in on that aspect a little bit.
Yeah, we have SMS right now out of the box. Subscribers get emails. So when, Eric and Jordan might want to send a news alert or something along those lines, where people subscribe to specific topics in your calendar, they will be notified immediately, depending on if Erica and Jordan decide to notify immediately through their email currently. We will certainly do SMS as well, so people will get text messages. Residents will need to subscribe to the specific areas that they would be alerted. If it's an emergency, it's, the state that typically handles that can only go completely wide to people's actual cell phones, but your residents, if they subscribe to an area of interest to them through our news portal or events portal, they will be alerted via email and SMS if you'd like.
Yeah, perfect example is, just say one of our wells has a leak. and there's no pressure until like the following day that the residents know that they probably can't take a shower that evening. They don't have to wait. Just something of that sort. You know what I mean? That it's just city related.
Yeah, so depending on the topic, so if it would be, let's call it a McFarland emergency news, and that's a topic in your news, and a resident comes to, McFarland's website and they say, I am interested in receiving those alerts, they would simply have to subscribe and fill out their email or their cell phone information to be notified about that. Like, no provider has the ability to mass alert residents on anything via SMS or email, but if a resident comes and chooses to be alerted about any of those topics that you might specifically determine newsworthy, they will be alerted however you guys see fit.
Perfect. Thank you. Makes sense. I'm going to open up to the public. I'm going to open it up to the public if anybody has questions, concerns regarding this new website. Seeing none, I'm going to close it to the public, bring it back to the council. I'll start with Councilmember Gutierrez.
I just think it's a great idea. So, but thanks for this presentation.
Councilmember Gonzalez.
Well, just no questions, just comments. The fact that you guys went over and beyond to try to, and you found exactly what you were looking for, and then able to generate the cost savings of what, 30%? Is awesome. I think, and so good job on that.
Thank you. Councilmember Perez.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I have a question as to how you view it on a computer. Is it the same as on a phone? Because I know when I go on my phone, and I'm talking about personal, my image is not on there. I'm just, so if that's not on there, are other things missing when people go on the phone? And the reason I bring that up is because somebody asked me, hey, you're not on the council anymore? I'm like, yes, I'm still on the council. And she showed me an image, and it doesn't show my picture. It just shows the other council members. So if it's missing that, when people go on the phone, is it missing other information, other more important information for a community?
Yeah, I think I can answer that first, and I could have Mike elaborate. So I can't speak to Civic Plus, but I know I could speak to GHD. I know that they pretty much optimize for whatever device, right? So a cool thing during our demos was we could see it as if you're on a computer, you could see it if you're on an iPad, a tablet, an iPhone, or whatever medium that you use to access the website. So you get those views, and that's something we don't get with Civic Plus. It's how you see it is how you're going to get it, really. So if we're both on the city website, and let's say we have GHD now, and you're on the phone and I'm on the computer, we're going to get two different views. So that doesn't happen where you lose things or things look a little bit funky. And I don't know if I touched on everything, but Mike, if you want to elaborate on that as well.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Well, I think it's a great idea. You guys are getting with the wants and needs. Most important, the needs for the community and updates. But the most important part is the savings. So I'm good.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Yes, Ms. Perez, we could blame Civic Plus for that notification, but we'll get to it. Vice Mayor, this is something that you've really pushed forward as far as our website. So Ms. Perez, regarding over the years, how bad our website and our information was being brought out and wasn't being brought out to the community. I think this is a major improvement. Jordan, exceptional job. The presentation was very thorough, very long, but very thorough. Good job on the cost savings and being proactive to you and the team and the department. Good job. This is a great thing. If it's going to bring these three items for not only the police department but other departments, that they could get their portals and get other information out there without an increase to our general fund. Outstanding work. This is what we look for in our employees, to be proactive, get it out there, and bring back something to the community. Excellent job. Good work. And with that, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Vice Mayor Cano, second by Councilmember Perez. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano.
Aye.
Councilor Gonzalez.
Aye.
Councilor Perez.
Aye.
Councilor Gutierrez.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 14. Approval resolution 2025-145, resolution of the City Council of the City of McFarland approving funds from the city's community grant program to the McFarland Family Resource Center. And we have, okay, perfect. If you're under the weather, just kind of like, no, it's good. Here.
So that's Lydia Soto. She's the
Miss-
Toys for Tots Committee.
Ms. Soto, I know you're under the weather, so if you want to go ahead and speak and give a little background on it, or go ahead, Erica. Sorry.
I just finished, sorry. And then you could go over there on that side to answer questions. Alrighty. Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. On February 2023, the City Council established the Community Grants Program to provide transparent, equitable funding opportunities that support local groups, organizations, and volunteers dedicated to enhancing McFarland's cultural, social, and economic vitality. On October 2025, the McFarland Family Resource Center submitted a community grant application requesting $2,500 to support its Toys for Tots events scheduled for December 17th, 2025. The requested funds will be used to purchase toys for children up to 10 years old, providing assistance to families experiencing financial hardships during the holiday season. The total estimated cost of the event is $5,000. The Resource Center will secure the remaining funds through donations and community partnerships. The requested $2,500 would help ensure that more children in McFarland receive a gift this holiday season, fostering community spirit, goodwill, and hope among the local families. This request is consistent with the goals of the community's grant program, supporting youth development, community pride, and educational enrichment while maintaining fiscal responsibility. However, the final funding amount remains at the discretion of the council. And we have the individuals here for any further questions. So now you could come.
Good evening. Thank you, everyone. I am Lidia Cáceres. I am a Toys for Tots committee member. I am also here with Lydia Soto. She is the president, you can say, for the McFarland Toys for Tots area. So I'm open to any questions.
Okay. I know you separated from Delano, correct? And we're doing our own?
Yes, we have been on our own. This is going to be our 7th year.
Okay, good deal. Are you, as far as the Toy for Tots, is it divided?
We're under their name, so we're still carrying the Toys for Tots name. Yeah. And so we're fundraising all under the name of Toys for Tots. Okay. And we're following their guidelines as well.
Yeah. The question I had was, is it for both the east side and west side, or where you guys
all of McFarland?
All of McFarland.
Yes.
And where's your distribution points going to be?
It's going to be at Barney Road Elementary School.
Okay. And so, say somebody from the west side can't get over there, or is there any way of separating, like saying, okay, one day or 2 days, like at Brownie Road, and the next day, like at Kern Avenue or something like that, so that it could be like, they don't have I don't want to say transportation difficulties, but just easier access for somebody on this side as well.
Right, I understand. And in all the years that we have been here, and the reason why we now are here is because we are able to service these families, make it a point to get to the event. I think we've had maybe last year only 3 families that were unable to make it out of the 250 applicants, which is, obtainable. And so making it a 2-day event. I'm sure.
I'm not trying to make it
Yeah,
difficult, but I'm just trying to be fair with the whole community.
I'm gonna go ahead and try.
Okay.
It's something that we can consider.
We can consider.
We've never had an issue like Casa de Cera, families showing up to Brownie Road.
Yeah.
But if it's something that you think would benefit the community, we're under the school district, so I'm sure we would be able to use a different facility.
Yeah.
You know, Kern Avenue School.
Yeah, that just to the fact that you're fully aware you don't get the complaints that we get or the concerns.
Right.
Somebody will say, "Well, why are they only doing it on that school? Why not over here?" And just trying to be fair and equal with everyone.
Right.
So, and if it's lack of transportation, either the schools or our city could provide that in case that would happen.
Yeah,
But
we would be open to that as a committee, for sure.
Yeah. No, just a discussion item and see where we could go, and also work with the schools and say, okay, let's see what we could do.
Yeah, and the schools, we are under the district's umbrella, so as long as we put in a request, I think they would be willing to offer, whatever site we select on this side.
Okay, awesome. With that, I'm going to open up to the public. If anybody's got questions, concerns for both Lydias. Okay, I'm going to close it. I'm going to bring it back to the council. I'll start with Councilmember Gonzalez. Any questions, concerns?
No, I have none. Thank you.
Councilmember Gutierrez?
The only comment I have is thanks for all the hard work over the years. Right there, FRMC. My kids went through there, so I feel it's a good program.
Vice Mayor?
I just have a question. So everyone who applies receives a gift?
Yes.
So there's no
We have not turned down anybody. It is not income-based, no.
Yeah. I know that information. I'm just making it public
Yeah.
because there's been some rumors out there.
Oh,
that it's
no,
based
we are
on
not,
income or-
we do not require any income verification. As long as they have their application, they are guaranteed their toys.
So it's one toy per family or?
No, per child, each child,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Good job.
You have 10
Yeah.
kids, 10 gifts.
Yes, that is our goal.
No?
Yeah, if we were to have an excess of toys, we make sure we hand them out as well. There's always those families that for some reason were not able to apply within the time frame, and they'll go ahead and wait. Once everyone has been served on the day of the event, they can wait in line, and we'll go ahead and service those as well.
All right. You answered my questions and concerns as far as trying to get it on both sides. So,
Yeah.
because I'll get it like, hey, you're only favoring the west side,
Mhm.
and then people on the east side. Then I'll get it back and forth. So,
Right.
just trying to be like, hey, it's equal for everyone. Just try to get there. With that, thank you for all the work that you do, the volunteering. I know you guys are out. I missed the toy for tots. I have a lot of stuff in the counter, but I have gifts. So, with that, this is what this grant was built for, to help the community, to help give back to the community. So we help our athletes, our student athletes, band, etc. So this is why this grant was made and proposed, and it's obviously not giving public funds to just a one certain individual or group. It's for the community. But with that, I think our vice mayor would like to motion the amount and
I like to motion 1,800. This way, it opens the opportunity to help other programs throughout the year, because I think this is till July, right? The funding.
Yeah. So, do I have a second?
I second.
Okay.
I can. Mayor Yon?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano?
Aye.
Councilor Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilor Perez?
Aye.
Councilor Gutierrez?
Aye.
Motion passes.
So it's the amount of 1,800, and if you have any difficulties getting to that 5,000, please reach out. We could find some of these vendors that want to continue to help, and they know it's for the community.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
You both, and I hope you get better, Lydia. Thank you so much. Okay, moving on to item 15, authorization to issue a letter of support for the report, California Energy and Fuel Policies, a clear and present threat to the national security and force readiness. Mr. City Manager Diego Viramontes.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and Council. At the request of Mayor Ayon, this item seeks the Council's consideration to support the report titled California Energy and Fuel Policies, a clear and present threat to national security and force readiness. The report highlights concerns about the reduction in California's refinery capacity, increased reliance on foreign oil, and the potential impacts these issues have on both national security and local economies. As a small rural community that depends on affordable and reliable fuel to sustain our agricultural and working families, the mayor would like to convey the city's support to continued dialogue on balanced energy policy that protects communities like McFarland while maintaining our nation's readiness and economic stability. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions or provide any clarification on the report.
Okay, do we have anybody from the public that has any questions, concerns regarding this letter of support? I'm going to bring it back to the council. Council Member Gutierrez?
I have no questions.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
No questions.
Councilmember Perez?
None, thank you.
Vice Mayor Cano?
No questions.
Yeah. Just to get some information and clarity, Assemblymember Stan Ellis and a professor from USC wrote this paper. It goes in depth, and it's on our staff report about that, the state of California, depending on the situation, only has one refinery. And we as far as our diesel or fuel, any situation that not only California but the United States would encounter, that refinery can only fill our jets or anything for 3 days. Then we will be out, completely out. I think that's a huge red flag and a threat to our not only our city but our state and country, where the federal government needs to be involved as far as small rural communities being impacted due to the fact of this only one refinery being open. There's a lot of information where we get our oil. It comes from 40% of it comes from India, and then India buys it from Russia. So that doesn't make any sense at all. There's a lot of things that they're red flags that needs to be brought to the light, not only to the federal government but the state, to open up some of these permits and give permits out, because that's going to produce a lot of jobs, a lot of prosperity for a lot of members. And I think for me, bringing this to the attention and these individuals bringing it to the Board of Supervisors for a referral, I think it's important for our county to stand together and get this going where we all share the same voice and concern. So, do I have a motion to approve this letter of support?
Motion.
Motion by Councilmember Gonzalez, second by Councilmember Gutierrez. Madam Clerk, may I have roll call, please?
Yes. Mayor Yon?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Cano?
Aye.
Councilmember Gonzalez?
Aye.
Councilmember Perez?
Aye.
Councilmember Gutierrez? Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to public comment. Members of the public wishing to address the council about any item not on the agenda may do so at this time. Speakers are limited to 2 minutes for each person. 15 minutes total will be allowed for any one subject. Please state your name and address for the record before making presentation. Madam Clerk, do we have anybody for public comment?
There are none.
Excuse me. Thank you very much. We don't have no council comments due to the fact we have no public comment. Now we're going to move on to council statements and reports. On their own initiative, council members may make a brief announcement or a brief report on their own activities. In addition, council members may ask a question of staff or the public for clarification on any matter, provide a reference to staff or other resources for information. Alternatively, request staff to report to the City Council at a later meeting concerning any matter. Furthermore, the City Council or any member thereof may take action to direct staff to place a matter of business on a future agenda. We'll start with Councilmember Gutierrez.
Well, I have not much to say, but I just want to continue to thank everybody for their hard work and dedication, especially congratulate our new corporal, our new officer who's here, and then our chief that's sitting beside me, because our police keeps us safe. But other than that, thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you, Councilmember Gutierrez. We'll go with Councilmember Gonzalez, please.
Thank you everyone for coming. Your attendance here is very important. I believe community involvement is really important. I also want to thank staff who put up the veterans banners across Kern and Second. That was awesome. You guys always go over and beyond with all that you do, and I really appreciate your hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Gonzalez. Councilmember Perez.
Same sentiments, and adding to Ms. Gonzalez's remarks. I am proud to say that 3 of my relatives are up in those banners. They're all Herreras. So if you see them out there, they're all related to me. One of them is actually my nephew, and the other 2 belong to a cousin of mine. So thank you. That was a great idea.
Yes, Vice Mayor.
Just thank you, everybody, for all the hard work. I know there's the McFarland Christmas Parade is coming up in December 7th, I believe, is scheduled. If you're interested in joining the float or any kind of display, please reach out to the city to schedule that. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Citizens, residents, with the memorial, with the stuff from Delano and stuff, whenever you see something, even in other communities or other cities, I actually was taking that drive to Main and High Street in Delano a couple months ago. If you see something that you think that the city of McFarland could use or do, don't hesitate. Any idea is a good idea until it's not. So, excellent job, Megan, and your team for supporting that and pulling that. But anybody that has ideas, we have that option at the city website. Contact one of our staffers. If you see something, you go to a parade, or you see, like, a lot of this stuff, I don't want to say we copy and paste, but don't try to reinvent the wheel. But a lot of these things that needed to be addressed, especially thanking our veterans here in the city of McFarland, is huge because they give such a sacrifice away from their family, their friends, and it's important that we recognize them and their family, and just not 1 month, but the whole year. And that's why I tell my students as well, like, be appreciated for not only your freedom, but the freedom to live here and enjoy all the things that other countries don't have. But I want to thank city staff, our city council. I want to thank all the voters, all the residents for the city of McFarland pushing some of these measures forward. You see the results from our other measures. We practice what we preach, and we preach what we practice. So a lot of these results are coming together just because you entrusted our staff and our board, and we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to do that, and when we don't, this is why we have meetings, so that you could call us out on it. It's too bad other entities don't have the same background, but in due time. With that, I don't know if we're going to have another meeting unless we have a special meeting. I want our staff, our workers, everybody to enjoy Thanksgiving and not worry about our meeting in November. But if we have to approve something, we'll have a special meeting. I think it's an important time to be with your family, your friends, and enjoy the fruits of your labor all year, especially for all the work and stuff that we've accomplished as a team. So, and a council member asked me, well, how does this get done and all this other stuff? I said, sometimes it's opened up with the conversation, either with the elected official or somebody, and every idea could be brought to the table. But it takes a team to complete that mission. And I'm talking about our grant writers, our finance, our city manager, our public works, just a whole team to get this city moving forward in the right direction. You drive to the east side, you'll see a significant difference with the roads, everything. A lot of great comments are coming for our city staff and our city council in regards to some of the stuff that we promised back then, as far as not only our roads, but our water and public safety. In a very short time, we're able to accomplish these goals. So with that, I want everybody to have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. We have a rainstorm coming. I don't know how much rain is going to come, but just be safe, be cautious. Go ahead, Diego. You're
So tomorrow, I know we got rain forecasted for the next 4 days. The Public Works Department will be handing out sandbags, so it's going to be 5 sandbags per resident. It's going to be at the food truck park there, so just bring a license so they can take down your address, so we could kind of monitor and make sure each resident's getting a fair share for some sandbags. So If we run out of the sandbags that we have, we do have another load of sand that's coming in tomorrow. And then we'll have some empty sandbags, so you can bring your shovel, and then residents can fill up their own sandbags if they need any additional sandbags for the upcoming rain. So, thank you.
Yeah, you'll have the staff on site as far, especially for like the reservoirs, and make sure that anything doesn't get stuck and that water's running through our reservoirs and stuff, so streets aren't getting flooded.
That's correct. We'll have staff pretty much on standby to mitigate any flooding that's going around the city.
Okay, good deal. Thank you so much, Yurlis. And with that, I want everybody to stay safe. Enjoy the holidays. Enjoy the water. We do need the water, but hopefully it's not a lot at the same time. It's spread out. But other than that, that ends our regular council meeting. I want to tell everybody thank you for attending, viewing, and God bless. Nathan?
During closed session, council will discuss item 16 is a conference with real property negotiators. Property is West Perkins Avenue. The agency negotiator is